the Falcon and the Winter Soldier is going to set up a lot for the future of the MCU and Phase 4 in particular. We know that it's going to set up the new Captain America, the Thunderbolts, and now possibly even Wolverine and the X-Men. So, I mean, it is way too soon to say where we could see the mutants first show up and become an official part of the MCU. But the Falcon and the Winter Soldier is clearly going to at least reference them in some ways, and it's been known for a while that Madripoor will factor into the Disney Plus series, but these set photos tease a very unexpected connection to Wolverine's world, because it definitely heavily ties into the character and could tease us with what we could expect to see with this character in the future of the MCU, whether that's in Phase 4 or Phase 5 or, honestly, just whenever. But anyway, we have this new set photo coming from the MCU Direct. I'll leave a link down in the description if you want to check it out. And basically, it really ties into the Wolverine character, and it teases a very classic Wolverine villain. So here's the photo. Now, as you can see, it's probably hard to see, but up there in the corner, there is a set photo of an extra walking around with a leather jacket and a picture of a flaming skull on his back. Now, most bikers, they usually have like some kind of cool logo on the back of their leather jackets, but this is a very specific picture. And that's why I believe that it is Ogun, because as you can see, it's a red flaming skull. So, on closer inspection, you'll notice that there's actually a very striking resemblance to the symbol which was represented in the Death of Wolverine comic book series. And, I mean, there's no denying the similarities here. And if Sam Wilson and Bucky Barnes are really going to spend time in Madripoor, it would make sense to reference this villain in some way. And, I mean, that's not necessarily any indication that the character will actually appear. Like, this could just be a hint that the character exists, and I highly doubt we'll actually see the character. But it is still a reference and basically confirms that he's there in the background, working in the shadows. So, for those of you that don't know Ogun, in the comics, he is an ancient warrior who once served as a father figure of sorts to Wolverine, and he trained Logan in the way of martial arts, and while he actually eventually ended up getting killed, his spirit lived on within the mask that you saw in those photos, and yeah, so we could be seeing this in the MCU. It could just be getting teased in the series and then maybe set up to carry on the story later on in the MCU, but we'll just have to wait and see. Or, I mean, it could just be completely meaningless and just be a simple Easter egg. But, I mean, it's honestly hard not to get excited about the way Marvel Studios is fleshing out the MCU, because it's really interesting, because as soon as they got the rights to the Fox characters, all the X-Men and the Fantastic Four, they started planning what they're going to do with these characters, and we already got stuff going on here set up for the X-Men and Wolverine, so it's really interesting, and I'm really excited to see this series. I think this is actually probably the Disney Plus series I'm looking forward to the most, this and WandaVision. But anyways, guys, please let me know all your thoughts on this down in the comments below. Do you think we will see Ogun in the Falcon and the Winter Soldier? If you enjoyed this video, please drop a like and hit the subscribe button so I can keep you up to date on everything that goes on in the Marvel life.